Welcome. For those of you watching the recording, this is a live chat, so it'll take me just a few minutes to wait for a few people to get here, and we'll get started. You might want to run it forward just a few minutes. Let me pull up chat on my phone. My brain is not working today. There we go. All right, so I have prepped the journal because I'm going to work on finishing. I won't finish it. I'm getting very close. I'm like 2 or 3 sessions away from finishing it. So I pulled some of the books that I have that have quotes. I've gone through and printed my own artwork from previous projects. Hi, Joycey. And then I pulled just an assortment of some random things that I had in my ephemera stash that I might use here or there. I just pulled some things that might work. Some of them are just even like project life cards that might be good for a quote to add another pop of color. The first thing that I did was I went through the journal and I opened my phone to my images that I had, and I used Post-it notes, and I went through and thought about what I thought I would put on each page, and then I went in and made a Word document and put all my pictures in that, and then printed that and fussy cut it. Some of it I already glued in just to save us some drying time. Hi, Gina. So like the front I've already done, and this is basically how I want to finish them up. So this was a piece, I cut it apart. It was a hummingbird on a flower on music paper, and then I added a quote from the project life. So there are a few of them that are done. This is artwork that's extra that I ended up resizing and printing again. So it's a matter of finding quotes and gluing and making some final decisions. So on this one, I know I'm going to use this Jimi Hendrix bunny. It's a matter of deciding if I want to use it just like squared up, or if I want to fussy cut the images. Some of them, like I said, I'm not sure on the bunnies. I'm afraid that I may even want to mat some of them and put them down. But like the elephant, I fussy cutted. Let me go ahead and I'm going to zoom the camera in one. There we go. That'll be better. Maybe even, I'm going to try one more. Nope. It's going to have to be that. So some of them I already like have, and I noticed that when I glued these on, I left them to dry, and I came back. So this is an example of one that I actually finished. So this was a pug that we did from the acrylic animal book, a paint along, and a quote that I had about dogs. But you'll see that when I glued these, in some places there's a green. This green came up. Now I've got white paint that I've washed over the areas to kind of restore some of it, but the green from the dilutions came through. Hi, Gail. So I did have to go through, and I just used a little bit of the opaque white with some water, and I laid in some washes, and then I came back and laid in some tint from some Pitt pens to kind of help. It's still visible where the green was, but now it looks more purposeful. So like that one's done. This one, I just didn't find an image that I felt like was right for it. So I'm just going to leave it for right now. It may just get a quote. This one is done, except for the quote. And I had to come in and do the same thing on Lily. This is my niece's dog. I'm leaning towards putting this quote right here, and then something else will go here later. So that's kind of where I'm at with finishing it up. As we find stuff that I want to put in there, I'm going to just sort of slap it down. Like I said, I think that this will just take a couple sessions to finish up the book in reality. All right, I'm going to let that dry. I'm just going to not let the pages fall on it and just... So this is one where I added the bird. I fussy cut the bird. And so then I'll need to find some kind of quote. There is a title from the original piece that I'm probably going to include and then put the quote over here. This I didn't find an image, so I'm just probably going to put a quote. I'm going to use this piece, and then I'm going to find a quote. And I'm just going to sort of spread the quotes out. I'll show you there when I get to one. This was a penguin that I watercolored, and then I came in and laid the paint, and you'll see that some of the sprays came up a little bit, but I could come in and kind of add a little color to this is what I'm thinking will happen. I'm thinking some soft blues. This has gel medium over it, so I'm just gonna use the Pitt pens and then kind of drag. And I will say that this is not a very, the gel medium I use is very dry right now. It's not like the Mod Podge, so it doesn't move as easily, but you're not going to damage your marker. So I kind of like just adding that touch of blue just to kind of help merge it and blend it. And so then a quote can go in here. Let's look in the Tim Holtz. This is seasonal, so I'm going to look in the pages that have like the Christmas, January. I think the first page is Happy New Year. And then it goes into Valentine. Not necessarily a Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I think I'm going to use those two. And just sort of stagger them. And then I'll add just like a little gel medium just to make sure. That's how I'm going to finish up the pages. So when I'm done with the journal, it'll basically be a look through of a lot of my work. So I thought this was a great way to kind of document some of my progress and some of my work. And I'm going to stick, that's dry enough. I can, this is one that I finished last night. So I took, this was a picture of my Gibson that I had painted on like a little 6x6 canvas. And then I took white paint and came in and made the rest of his body and brought the rest of the blanket down. And then I came in after the paint was dry with matte medium and used the pit pins to replicate the pattern and the color, so it would be less obvious where one stopped and one started. Hi, Colleen. So this one is done as far as I'm concerned. This one I was going to put this bird on here, but I think I want a fussy cut. I want to leave the flowers and the branch, but I want to fussy cut some of this stuff out. How's everyone doing today? Oh, yeah? Probably should put some gold in it then, right? I know a lot of his work was gilded in places. Now there's a little quote on this, but it's really hard to read. So I'm not sure I'm going to keep that. I'm just removing some of the black. I guess I'll keep it because you can read it up close. You won't be able to read it on screen, but I think I'm going to get rid of this little branch bit. And I'm going to put it on this edge anyways. But I think I'm going to tear across the top. But I don't want. So it's a little more. So I think I'll put it in this corner right here. And then I'll put a quote. We'll find a quote. Ew, did I? Hi, Eileen. Hi, Joyce B. I do have my second journal ready to glue. So I'm going to start gluing those pages. This little quote says, "You make the world a better place." So I think I want the quote in black on this one. Have an open heart. Great things take time. I like today is full of possibilities. Hold tight onto your dreams. Be amazed. So I think I'm going to use those three. I'm going to put the first two right here. And then I think I'm going to put this one down here. I kind of like that staggered type position. I may not find quotes for all of them today. That may be something that takes time to go and type or find. So that may not be something that that may be the more thoughtful part of the process. Okay. All right, let me hit that with a little. Oh gosh, Joyce, that's scary. Hi, Zandra. All right, so like the mermaid, because she's actually a person, and this has a lot of like, these two books have a lot of positive female empowerment type journaling quotes. I like close your ears and listen. You were strong enough to make it through this storm. That might be good. It never rains forever. I like those two kind of get together. On some of these pages, you can still see the lines. And that was helpful on some of them. She's already glued on there, so I don't need to, she's already got. So just kind of an easy way to finish it. And then, like I said, when I the snarky ones more. I'm just using what I have, but I have some, you know, there are some snarky ones in the Sticker Nation. Let me turn the heat gun on. No. Just to kind of keep it. So I put the ballet dancer again. I can come into kind of like this one here. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and think of what could go right. Just do your thing, or dream it, do it. Now this one I can see the lines. And they're lumpy, bumpy pages, so I'm kind of having to smooth out the quotes. And I'm thinking the other one might come over here or down. Maybe down here. Oh, shh. Cuss words. That one tore. Let's see if we can. Put it back together. All right, and then what I may do later is find something like to go here that's pretty, that's an embellishment. In your neighborhood, Colleen? They're protesting that it's quiet? That makes no sense. That is just crazy. Is your crazy neighbor involved? Did she start this? I don't get that. I know I didn't pull, but I know I want something up here. So I'm going to either make something, paint something, find something that I can later on put up here. I want something in this corner. I don't have it right now, so I'm not going to go dig for it. Most people would be protesting if their neighborhood was. Wow. Heat gun. My guess is somebody already called on them in the neighborhood, and this is their way of getting back. All right. So the bunnies, like on this bunny, I don't want to cut it out. I want to keep it. I want the background still. So I feel like I need like a matte, like a dark brown matte. Eileen, what do you think? Because I literally mean like a dark brown matte, just to matte it. There is no magenta in this. There's purple in the bunny. I don't think, not this time, Joycey, I don't think. I think I'm going to go with the brown. Because there's a lot of busy going on. So you're probably right. Pink would probably pop it. And then I'm not going to put a quote on this today because this is the Alice in Wonderland bunny that I did, the commission. I'm going to leave room so I can trim it. And I want to find something from Alice in Wonderland, I think, and add a quote to that later. And I can print it big enough that way. but I'm kind of leaning towards the bunnies. May need mats if I don't cut them, because some of them and like that lighthouse might need a mat. I'm not sure, because I am doing it a little scrapbook style in that sense. Mine came yesterday, Colleen. Something. All right. I'm going to use that line down there. Oh. I hate this new matte medium. I mixed it up with some of the old, but I need to. I like its texture when it dries. I'm holding it down because it's not making very good contact with the paper. Let's try a little. Let me try some Liquitex. The heavier gel. That'll go on better. Let me get some. And I had a new ink cartridge for color, but I think if I were to do this again, I would take up my Word file and I would go print it at Kinko FedEx on my own paper, but they're colored ink because I just like the quality better that you get. Some of mine look more faded, I think. Also could have printed them on a white cardstock, and that would have probably helped too a little with the bleed from the dilutions. So that just helped it stand out. Kind of looks like a portrait, doesn't it? And like I said, I think I'll do an Alice in Wonderland quote. Let me give that a little bit of dry because that's going to be a tacky. Okay, let's put a paper in there. I didn't put anything on here. I might just do a quote later. This one I just did a quote because there wasn't an image that I wanted to put. Same thing here. I just put a quote because there wasn't anything that I wanted to put on this. This was a polar bear. Again, I can probably go to the Tim Holtz, the December page. I've already used Baby It's Cold Outside. Those are all really Christmassy, so I don't want any of that. No, I want it in black too. You can see I like the black quotes more. Oh, I did find one. Set for later. I think I'm going to do Live Gently Upon the Earth. Do more than exist. Sort of a statement about global warming, kind of, is what that makes me kind of think of. Yeah, because things aren't moving very fast. What happens is there's not as many flights, so things pile up until there's enough to move it to the next. That's why mine stayed in Texas so long when it was going to UDOT, because it was waiting until there was enough stuff to go to that next hub. And it had to go through Chicago because New York was still closed. All right, I'm going to turn the heat gun on this real quick. And like I said, when I printed on my printer, some things were lighter, so I just took some of the white paint and did a whitewash to kind of brighten him up a little bit because he was a little dull. My recommendation is put everything in a Word document and then go to someplace like FedEx, Kinko's. Okay, this one I'm going to go ahead and put on the same brown, but I'm not going to have a top. I'm just going to have it on the sides. Because it matches that color that's in there. And again, this is a super busy background. And then maybe we'll find and then I'm going to trim the bottom off a little. Your stencils and your art journaling. Well, that is a good day then, Colleen. My joggles order with my sparks has shipped. Well, it was set for pickup yesterday. I'm sure it shipped today. I'm sure it moved today. It had a label created and they were going to pick it up. And I'm going to kind of put some pressure from the back. These are definitely Ripley pages. All right. Let's look in, maybe we'll find something in Sticker Nation. The other thing I think I'll do later is I think I'm going to take some of these gears and put thin wax and overlay a couple of these gears. So I'm going to use the Firebird. And then maybe the old silver. And then I'll probably do some for the other page side for the quote too. These are die cuts that Joan sent. Let's do this one in the Firebird. And I'll do this little one for over here. I need to find another. All right, and then let's do, I want 2 here and I want 3 over here. I'm thinking the old silver would be good. And this is a little bit of, I'm getting to the bottom of the brush, and there's a mixture of that Firebird and the silver on there that I really like. So I'm kind of thinking something like that. And then these can be used on the quote. Hi, Carmen. Hi. Hi, Kathy. Let's see. We were just talking about the new this month's stencils from Stencil Girl Club. I love them. I got mine yesterday. I haven't used them yet. I think I'm going to use them on the cover for this, is what I'm leaning towards. Thank you. I just printed. I have a Jimmy. I'll show you. I'll turn back in just a second. I hadn't finished it. I just pulled it. I pulled several of the bunnies. Yes, I love that style. And I'm so happy that the last couple months have been kind of mishmash. I think they're so versatile. And they make doing something more abstract easier. So for those of you who don't subscribe, let me show you. You get, for $25 a month in the US, you get 3 stencils every month. You get a 4x4. So this is the 4x4 stencil for this month. And I have something similar to this. It's not ovals that I use a lot. So I do like this pattern. And it's small, but it's okay because it's repetitive. So it's easy to make a bigger area of it. Then the next one is a 6x6, and this one's kind of looked like color blocking to me. And it's a combination of Mary Shaw and Choden. And it goes really well with the big one, in my opinion. And then this is the 9x12 for this month. And this is also the Mary Beth Shaw and the same artist, a collaboration. And this kind of reminded me of the Tracy Bautista scribble ones that I love. It kind of looks like an abstract garden to me, because this could very easily be trees going into like a building, and then perhaps a sky, or it could be other flowers up here, depending how you did your colors and how you used it. So yeah, these were really pretty this time. All right. I did pull out I had the lyrics to Me and Bobby McGee, and I want to use that today on something. One of the bunnies, one of the pages. I just need the right page. But that needs to dry. It's super sticky. And I'm just going to leave those here till I find the quote. I was looking to see if I had I want to get these Project Life things out, because I want to use them for some of the quotes and I want to get them like front and center, not for this one specifically, but I want to get them out where I can see them. So Kathy bought this original. You can probably take that out. I'll put that back here so I can. And I'll need to give this a quote. I'm going to put Jimi Hendrix in here. I'm going to, I think I want to matte him. And then I'll put a quote here. But I haven't decided what color matte would work best. The other possibility is Fussy cut him. But I think the bunnies lose their backgrounds, and their backgrounds are so much a part of the bunny. So I'm going to put him in the front of the book. I just, like I said, I want to matte him, but I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards a navy matte or a corally red color, like depending which color I want to pop. And this one has all math stuff on it. And I think I'm going to put him on a green paper. But I have to look for the paper, so I don't want to bore y'all. Oh, the bright neon orange would be a good idea. You're saying back here to put the orange? Yeah, I'm thinking this red color, because there's this coral red all in here, and there's coral and red on him. Yeah. And I probably have a paper that I just don't want to get too bright. I want to keep in with this too. But I'm thinking, yeah, the red colors. On this one, I'm thinking more the green. I could do the orange on this one too, though, because the orange would pop. Let's go back. But I kind of like doing it in stages like this instead of rushing it. This picture I'm going to put in here. And I may leave room for a journal. Like, I'm thinking about making it a pocket and putting a journal, because there's a story behind it. So I thought about putting this, and I may just put it on kind of a creamy colored cardstock, and then, like I said, turn it into a pocket, and then put a tag that I can write. The story, something like that, that I could pull up, or making a tag that I can pull out that has the story on it. Because this is that 6 foot by 4 foot painting that I just finished framing. That we moved into a house here in Fort Worth, and I found the canvas in the house. And it was a canvas that was already painted. A student, an art student from TCU, had lived in the house. And it was orientated this way. And so I got white paint and basically was whitewashing out the original painting. And I put several layers, and it was this monster looking thing. It said Valley of the Shadow Man, and it had a tail, and it had like vertebrae, and it was wearing armor. I should have taken pictures of it, but this was back before you kind of had camera phones and stuff, so I didn't. Well, when you look up close, at the picture, you can't see it in here. But when you look really close, some of that original painting, you can still see like some of the vertebrae from the tail and part of the impression of Valley of the Shadow Man on the painting. So Robin and Bob say that it's got bad juju, that it's got bad spirits. So they're always giving me a hard time about getting rid of it. And I'm like, no, that took me months upon months to paint. I'm not getting rid of it. So that's kind of the story behind that. And I'm going to mount it. And I think just on I think I have some 5x7 paper that's already pre-cut. So that's the other thing that I will do is I will dig through my big bin of scraps and use up some of my scraps on this project. Because the basic idea is to just go with the flow and use stuff. So I'll put the picture on here and then we'll make a pocket. Yeah, I won. Of course, Eileen. Many years later, the picture is still in our house. But they still like to give me a hard time. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'll trim it. On some of the pages I don't have artwork for, I'm probably going to go back and get some of my pictures from Dropbox of some of my, I thought about getting the first piece that I sold on Etsy. And I'll show you where I'm going to put it in just a minute. But it wasn't on my phone, so I'll have to go in and get it and print it. But I think I'm going to do that on this one page and kind of document sort of my mixed media journey. That's still a little too tacky. Because right now I've picked some of my favorite pieces that I've done. And I think I want to go get some of the older pieces. All right, I'm going to let that dry. But I'll show you. I have a page with Audrey Hepburn Audrey Hepburn's going to go on this page somehow. But the first thing I sold out of my Etsy shop was a mixed media canvas with Audrey Hepburn on it. So I think that I'm going to put her down here, print that canvas to put over here, and put a Tiffany quote right here. Hi, Lori. So my thought was, when I get to go to art shows someday soon again, or when I decide to do them again, I have to buy another canopy. I haven't decided. Bob doesn't really care for them. He says they're more work than they're worth it at our age. I enjoy them. I enjoy meeting everybody and talking to people. So this could be put out to people to look at, to see commission work kind of thing, like a portfolio. And that I could even make a digital slide show of it, like a PowerPoint, and embed it in my website, which I've neglected. Yeah, I'm using my own art. You'll recognize some of it, Lori. Let me dry this real quick. So that's kind of what I'm going to do with that page. And like I said, I got to go find a photograph. I know I have one of that original piece, and I'll put it here, and then I'll find a Tiffany quote and put it over here. All right, let's go back where we were. All right, let's get out the tape, and we'll make a pocket. And then we'll leave. I'll make a tag for the journaling part. To stick in that pocket later. And then when the whole journal's done, I'm probably going to go back through and coat everything with a ultra matte varnish so that it's not sticky. This stuff is so convenient to use, but I hate getting it started. I'm going to put it down here, lower. And then I can have room for the tag to be a little bit more decorative on the top. Because I don't care if the story sticks out, in the sense that I just want something to tuck it in. Yeah, that I have that too. Somewhere, or had. I don't know if I have any left. All right, I'm going to stick Just trying to make sure that this stuff. I did put the bear in, and then I painted in with cream and gray paint the background. So it just needs a quote. These are stuff that I already took out of Sticker Nation. That were in a might need that. Okay. The fear is conquered. The path unfolds. Let's go to the ends and see if there's something about nature. And maybe the A's for adventure. Because these are like more anarchy, you have to kind of think you can't, they're not like real mainstream. Explore more. That's a possibility. Go into the A's real quick. Some of these fit today, right now. Assemble freely. If you were making something, a journal that talked about today's news, I think I'm going to use this explore more. I'm going to cut the explore and the more apart, and I'm going to trim the little, I should have left it on its little carrier. And then I think I'll put adventure down here. Hi, Tanya. You can find all kinds of like really bizarre quotes in that book. Again, it's based on anarchy, kind of, from my understanding. Subversive. Okay. I am like super, I don't know. The bear is one of my favorite things I've done recently. So loving that. I'm going to use a heat gun real quick. I just had a thought. I don't know if there is one, so I'm going to go back. Like I said, that'll need a mat and a quote. I don't know yet. I know I passed a page that. Let's find something in Sticker Nation for this page, something that can go across the top. I'm wondering if there's something about chaos, because there's all these jumbled numbers. These are really hard to read for the glare. Except, I kind of like blur the boundaries. I'm going to take this page. There's a couple on here. There we go. I want to leave them on their sticker page, so just a second. I don't use my X-Acto knife very much at all. So let's see if this will. There we go. I like bow to no one, and I like blur the boundaries. I like all his art also. So I think I'm gonna take a few of these out that potentially could be used. I'll cut that one just above. All right. Oh, it is lots and lots of layers of paint. So I started with the composition notebook and glued 2 pages together. Lots of sprays, scraped paint, Stencil, jelly printed, FW type inks. And I have previous videos that show me making the backgrounds and explaining the last two videos. If I see something that is intriguing me, I'm just going to cut it out. All right. There's a reason for this one. This says declare victory, and the word victory I might want to use. There's a World War II themed bunny, and that word victory might be. Oh, this one too. Right here. It says grow organic. And there's a farmer bunny. And he could be saying grow organic. Hip hop is alive. There was some, I don't think I have all that. I had a thought for it. I like this one too. They should have perforated these pages. Would have been nice. Because they're very hard to get out of here. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is what we're going to put on this page. Or on the other bunny page. But I'm leaning towards this page right here. me turn it. And again, I'm going to cut. You got to trim I got to trim the bottom off anyway, so I'll just cut in the one above. We'll go with It's a Numbers Game. However, I don't think it fits. I'm going to put It's a Numbers Game for this one because he's got all the numbers and stuff, and he's a math science bunny. So I'm going to put that one back there. $6:30 tonight? Great. Patty will be on at 6:30 Eastern. I'm off screen, but I'm just going to try to, I'm going to look for it later. I'm going to find something. These you have to dig. Let's go ahead but I got one and I pulled some others that might work. Like, I don't know what I'm going to put on this page. Something else needs to go over here, and I'm not sure what. This needs a quote, but it needs like a more nature quote. I'm going to take those pages out that don't need it anymore. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, that can. So I've got several that I'm going to glue in the images that are ready to glue. That I don't have to dig for anything because I have several that are ready to glue. That's still sticky. I'm going to leave that there. Still sticky. All right. This bird's going to go in here. And I don't think I'm going to mount it on anything. But I did find this, and I thought about using some eggs on this. I found this book plate, and I also have a page back here that they might be pretty on. I'm thinking they might go good on here. And just mount the whole page somehow, because there's nothing important there. So I may just do that. And then what I may do when I'm watching TV is find quotes. That I like. Patty will be on in an hour and 5 minutes. Thanks for the time reference, Lori. All right, this girl is a mixed media piece, and I debated cutting her out. I know I have a quote that I'm going to use over here. So I think I'm going to leave her whole piece kind of together. And there's another quote in here. So I think I'm going to leave it. I don't think I'm going to mount it. I do need to trim that. Okay, good. That side is. And what I like to do is I like to sit and what I did was I went through the whole book and I had my pictures on my phone and found things you could find, images, ephemera that was in your stash to use. And like I said, I used Post-it notes. So I had all of the pictures planned. Now it's about going back and going through again one more time and deciding what extra little quotes I want to put on things, and if I need other little pieces or to let it stand on its own as it is. I'm going to leave quite a bit of open space. I don't want to cover up a lot of the background that we spent so much time on, or I spent so much time on. Let me hit that with a heat gun. Where are you, Tanya? Thank you, Joycey. And Lori. So the quote that I put in here says, one day she finally grasped that unexpected things were always going to happen in life. And with that, she realized the only control she had was how she chose to handle them. So she made the decision to survive using courage, humor, and grace. She was the queen of her own life, and the choice was hers. And then what I might do is find another positive quote out of here. Like, I don't think I'll just use believe in yourself. because the quote on here says, "Don't be a woman that needs a man. Be a woman that a man needs." Oh, Dot, pause it, and then for about a minute, and then follow just behind the live if you're getting buffering. Yeah, I like these. And then what I might do later is I might come back with like the pit pen and kind of grunge up the corners and the edges. So sort of kind of like this, since I didn't put a matte. And that will help kind of ground it and give it a vintage. Very subtle. You just want to make sure that your matte medium is dry, or you will kill your pit pens. Ask me how I know. And then I could even do that and like add a drop shadow is what I'll do sometimes on the quotes to make it almost look like it's lift off the page. And you can't really see that a whole lot far away, but it just kind of finishes it. And it's sort of like ink in the edges, which you can also do too. These I got, Lori, from Zandra's shop. They're Studio Light, and I don't know if they're the same. Jeannie's Mindful Art Collection. I do think there's a little bit of duplicity in here and in the Tim Holtz, but they're different sizes, and you get everything in the black and the white. Recognize this little jewel? That's from our Fib Paint Along. Thinking I might use one of these bright I think I'm going to use that one. Journal cards. And then I'm going to go to the Tim Holtz because I know there's some seasonal stuff. Let's see. I'm thinking about Spring is in the Air. And then maybe May Your Day Be Full of Sunshine, or The Promise of All Things Made New on here. And then keep life simple. So do it like that. Bye, Sophia. All right, and this is a little heavier, so I'm going to use the other. And a lot of this stuff is stuff I had in my stash. People gave to me in Happy Mail or swaps. And I've just not used them. So I kind of love that I'm getting a chance to go through and use them in a different way. And they're not very expensive at Xandra's shop. The little books, Joycey, are not very expensive at all. All right, that one's done. It says it's okay. We all crash a little when we learn to fly. This one, I think, is just going to get a quote. I think I'm going to say blur the boundaries, bow to no one. Possibly. Okay. Ooh. We can make something say, bring us hope. All right. I'm going to have blur the boundaries over here. And I know I want this to be down lower. So I kind of like that. These are so sticky, I'm not even going to cover them right now. She's going to go over here. I think I'm just going to ink her edges. And she was a bunny that was done for an auction for Hurricane Harvey. So the original, I don't even know who bought it, but it was an auction here in Fort Worth to help out after Hurricane Harvey. So it is a map of Texas on her clothes here. And she's got the yellow rose of Texas. behind her. So she is a special bunny to me. We have a lot of friends and family that lives in the Houston area. So I don't know what I'm going to put over here. I may make a nice pocket and put, it's matte medium. It's a combination. It's actually this from Deco Arts combined with this from Amazon. So it'll dry matte. So I'm going to let that, I'm going to make a pocket. I'm going to make something pretty over here and put a pretty tag or something I can pull out. And this is just deli paper that I bought off Amazon just to kind of keep the pages from sticking. Everybody will recognize this one. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to ink edges. There's a certain someone that has a bag of this, and this is my cat, Tay Tay. Thanks, Colleen. I think she turned out really unique. All right, so this says, it's not a home without fur, kids. I gotta find a picture of Fat Fanny because Gibson's in here. Fat Fanny's in here. I'm not in here, but the babies are in here. And then I'll glue Tay Tay down here. This is a lumpy, bumpy page, so I'm just trying to make sure that I get the picture to follow the curves of the lumps and bumps. All right. Yes, one of them maybe, I don't remember, Lori. I pulled a lot of bunnies. Bingo Bunny's not in there. Neither is Colleen. But they could be, because I'll show you what part of my had a lot of bunnies. Because I still have pages. That are not claimed. Yep, Colleen, the Bingo Bunnies. This page is not claimed because I just don't know what to do with it. This page is not claimed other than the egg possibility. Not putting anything on this page, just a quote that's already there. See, this is London Jack, and your two bunnies could go over here smaller, because to me they're all like family. And I have and I thought some of the steampunk gears, because they all have that steampunk theme. And I had something I found. And this is a book thing that I think I'm going to just stick over here. So I'm thinking that London Jack could go here. And then I'm thinking if I print your two bunnies, they could go here together. And then I have bunny quotes. See, I'm going to use these bunny quotes like, I'll have my peeps call your peeps, or hopping down the bunny trail. I also have in black. They're the Easter quotes, so they're talking about bunnies. Some bunny loves you. Here comes Peter Cottontail, cute as a bunny. So I'm going to use those. So that's what I'm going to do on that. And I may put them all on red, because your bunnies, Lori, have like red and pink, but I want to print them. So nothing's going to happen, but they're going on this page. This was just a quote. This is the Moulin Rouge girl. She needs a quote over here. I think I'll put laugh as much as you breathe, love as much as you live. Something like that. Be original, be yourself with everything you do. Do what makes you happy. Oh, step by step, you can do it. Because they were can girls. So that's what I'm going to use. Step by step. You can do it. put up here, be original. So I like that. All right, let's put a little glue over these. See, and in my head, this was going to be the elephant, an elephant page. I got to go over that because I put stuff on her and didn't. But it didn't make it. It didn't come out that way. All right, let me hit that with the heat gun real quick. All right. This is the heron. I think I'm going to cut him out, but I don't know. I haven't decided. This is also a place that the bingo bunnies could possibly go. I did the peacock here, and it just needs a quote. I think I'm going to write be original. Maybe right up here, put be original. And then maybe I'll do something about true colors. These books have little ones back here too. See if there's anything that talks about color. And again, they have it in white and they have it in. I'm going to use this. Just do your thing. And I'm going to put it right down here. And I'm going to stick that right there. Here's the zebra. I think the zebra looks better over here, looking into the other page. And I had to reprint him. I printed him. This is the third time. So I think he's going to might go on the cover, but I haven't decided. He was a fib paint along. She, actually. We named her Layla, I think. And then I'll put something over here, probably from the Sticker Nation book. Again, it could be about like your true colors or sticking to your, just, you know, your convictions, like not changing your mind. You bought a Big Shot? Yeah, I think something bold and big. Maybe we could use the one that says all is art. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to hit that with the heat gun real quick. Yo. So Kathy's going to be out in the garden and big shotting some flowers. This is another one. I don't know what I want to put on this page. I printed this bird, but I'm not like super in love with it. So this could be where the bingo bunnies go. The two bingo bunnies might do really well here. So I'm just going to tuck that in here and not do anything and move on. This is my farmer bunny. And we want him to say grow organic. I don't want to cover all this up. Maybe I just want to put grow organic right here on the side. And then mount him on some colored cardstock. He has a pitchfork, Eileen. Yeah, on the side. And I'm going to mount him on something. Maybe some of that brown. Because it'd pick up this brown. See, the brown looks good with that, but I'm not sure if the brown shows the bunny off. Like the brown's good on the paper, but I might do a turquoise or a denim. So I'm going to wait and mount him on something, but I'm going to decide. All right, the sheep are going over here. Ooh, maybe they're going here. Because guard your ideas. Don't be a sheep. Don't just follow. Hi, Hilla. I think between Sticker Nation and the news is influencing my decision making. Yeah, Dottie sheep. Oh, just a second. I need to answer this real quick. I think I sold my cameo. So that's good. That's good, good, good. It's out of the art room and it's going to be out of the house. And I'm going to hit this one. I'm working on my journal and finishing up those painty pages. I printed my artwork from previous projects and I'm adding quotes. Okay, let that dry. And let's see if I want to add. This one is got all the white and black separate. Okay, is it walk in the direction your heart pulls you? Now fill that little spot. All right, I'm gonna hit these because this has got paint, so it's kind of wanting to pull up. These are on the jelly print. I have Sticker Nation 2. I have never seen Sticker Nation 1 at an affordable price. For some reason, it is so rare that I've only seen it like in the priced in the 200s. I bought mine used and it was nothing wrong with it. Oh, did you get the first one for cheap? Yeah, and then it must have become more collectible because whenever I've seen it, it, like I said, it's like $250. You found some, okay, tell me. Put them in. Tell me what page. Do you have page numbers? Well, you can tell me what it starts with, what page, like what letter of the alphabet the quote starts for. And we'll go back to the zebra page. What we'll do is I'll wait for Kathy to put that in there and we'll go. Looky, looky, looky. Here's our monkey. I'll put him right there. Radiate confidence. I like that. Start new styles. That's the one I love. I like that one, Kathy. Let's use start new styles. Start new styles. I'm just going to cut this whole page out. I may sit down and cut this whole book apart. Go back here to our zebra. And I'm going to add that to it. Let's take that one out. I'm getting so many things on my desk, however. I just lost the X-Acto knife. We'll just do it this way. Get the ruled one. All right, there we go. I'm going to start at the bottom and so we'll put start new styles like that. And then we'll put rules breed rebels sort of in that way. Bye, Joycey. Straighten that one up. I think I want to leave a gap. Maybe I want rebels by itself. That is perfect. Thank you, Kathy. Okay, take that out. All right, that's dry. Wait on that. I think that's still a little sticky. All right, let's glue our friend the monkey down. And then we'll, what I know in the Timmy one, I saw something about Not my monkey, not my circus. I'm going to put that up. It's really small. I'm going to put it up here. And then we'll find something that we want to put down here from Sticker Nation that will cover this page. Okay, and I'm going to tuck his edge in there. Maybe there's something about not being a copycat, like being original. I know there's being original over here. I might have to trim that bottom off, but this does not want to. Monkey see, monkey do not. All right. So I know there's a quote in here. I think it was in here. Not my circus, not my monkeys. So I'm going to put that up here. Well, it's not going to go on perfectly straight, but I can't worry about that. Transmit the truth. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'd have, if I do a quote from Wizard of Oz, I'd have to type it. I'm just looking at some of these. I think I'll wait. Yeah, I have Stay True. I kind of like the Transmit the Truth. Because it's about minding your own business. So I kind of like that vein. Like it's not, you know, I kind of like Transmit the Truth and Stay True. Maybe Transmit the Truth and Lead by Example. I think I'm going to do that. I hate cutting these out of this stupid book, though. Okay. Sounds like something I would say to the kids. Always talking to them about minding other people's business. A second, it fell down on the other page. Gotta pull it free. Oh, there's the X-Acto knife. That'll help. All right, and I bet you it is time for Patty to be on in about 6 minutes. So I am going to wind up real quick by showing you the rest of the pages I have set. This puppy's going here with a quote. This is another page that the bingo bunnies could go on, because the puppy could go on another page. So I'm not going to glue it today. Now that I think about it, this might be a really good page for the bingo bunnies, and the puppy could go back potentially on another page because he's been on 3 or 4 pages. This girl's got to go here, and she's going to get a quote. She's going to get like a graffiti anarchy type quote of some kind, because she can. And I fussy cutted. She was a watercolor collage that we did at New Year's Eve on one of the streamathons. However, this is kind of graffiti. Maybe all is art is what I'm going to use. You're welcome, Lori. But that could go up here. How about we put that up here, Kathy? I think it'll fit. Let me cut it real fast. And I think I'm going to even do it a little wonky. Oh, it fits perfect. I have to say that, you know, like when you do it, it goes together really fast. When you know, the journal has come together, a completed journal will be done in a relatively short time, because I didn't have anything in mind at the beginning. That actually fits. Thanks, Nancy. All right, and then let me show you what's. We already talked about this page. This is the Aubrey page. She needs something, but I don't know what goes here. I don't know. Some kind of quote, but I haven't, you know. And then this is the bunny that is the kind of the victory bunny, the World War II bunny. And I think I have something. Oh, I think I was going to use this. Possibly it's about heroes. So I may do something like that. And then declare the victory, something to that effect. And I'll probably put him on the brown because he's going to look good on the brown. So I'll have all the pieces. I might have a ration book or something. I might have some ephemera that fits him and heroes and that kind of stuff. And look, Lori. Sure of myself for the girl with the pigtails. Yes. And this giraffe is, I'm going to do some kind of quote, but needs bushes, but I may put a quote over here too on the back of the book. I'm not sure how I want to do that. I want to cover the book first, but I know I'm going to put bushes with paint, but I'm leaning towards whatever's here kind of goes with it. So yeah, let me find that. That was in the S's. Sure of myself. There it is. Sure of myself. And then there's some other positive girl stuff in the other little stuff so that I can use because there's a lot of open space since she's kind of small. So I'm going to put sure of myself over here. Or maybe right there. And then these books have, it's like whatever you do, do it with all your heart. That could work. And then here's one about laughing and loving. So I think I'll do that. Thank you, Hilla. All right. Let's put that. Okay, so that says sure of myself. And then I'm going to put over here whatever you do, do it with all of your heart. Oh, I'm just going to leave it. I think I want to find something to put right here later. I've got some Shannon Green style flowers that are the perfect color. Laugh as much as you breathe. Love as much as you live. And let me get the part that it tore, but I fixed it. So I'm thinking one of those flowers would be really pretty right in there. Oh, there they are. I see them right now. I see one of them. I think that little bright pop, it's got the turquoise and the little peachy color. So we finished quite a few today. And I kind of have direction for where I'm going on the others. I just need to print stuff, find paper to mount things. So that's kind of it and where I'm at with it. And I'll probably work on finishing up while I watch other streams. And then next Tuesday, I'll be streaming again. At the same time. I'm going to do Tuesdays and Fridays right now while school is out. That should have came over, but I'll see if I can get it. No. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Have a great evening. I'll see y'all over at Patty's probably.